Blessings, welcome, hi again. It's been ages since I made a video. It's taken me ages to make this video. I tried a few times and I was just waiting for the right moment. And that's actually kind of funny because what I want to make this video about is feminine energy coming together in sacred sisterhood, and why we've chosen to hold an all-female Ayahuasca and master plant retreat. And one of the biggest things about feminine energy is that it moves in cycles, and there's a very deep wisdom in those cycles. But what that means is sometimes we have these pregnant pauses, these periods of incubation that may seem like a void. They may seem like an empty space or a dark space where not much is happening, but the void is very fertile, much like a womb. Boomtang clan. I want to get that t-shirt. And that space is where some really special stuff gets cooked up, you know. So as women, we live in a society that's very much geared towards the linear trajectory of masculine energy. It's a result of thousands of years of patriarchy. It's the result of living in a time where spiritually there's a great imbalance between masculine and feminine energy. So we can talk about that on a material level. We can talk about economics and human rights and gender equality issues. We can talk about it on a spiritual level, where we see the way that it starts to manifest in terms of how we relate to feminine principles, such as the wisdom of cycles, such as birth, death, and regeneration, such as everything having a time and a season. You know, chaos and change and movement are a huge part of the way that feminine energy moves. And though there can be great power and stillness that is accessed through connecting with these goddess energies, which can be incarnated in all sorts of frequencies of consciousness. We can look at the tantric and Hindu philosophies, the yogic philosophies, to connect with Shakti, the concept of Shakti and the way she manifests as these different goddesses. We can look at our pagan traditions, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the triple goddess, which represents all forms of nature, consciousness, and life. You know, women's experiences on this planet have not always been ones of living in a society that is kind or conducive to the way that our energy flows. You know, many of us are expected to have this consistent output of energy. Our bodies simply don't function like that. We move in these waves through our menstrual cycle, our energetic cycles, and those cycles are the cycles through which creation itself is born, through which life, not just human bodies, but full-on creative energy comes. And when we need to move into a space of healing, there may be times where, in order to access the vulnerability, the collective strength, and the safe wisdom of sisterhood, that an all-women's retreat or an all-women's healing space is the most appropriate way for us to do that. So there's my little 3-4 minute blast of talking about why we hold a women's retreat. You know, we're going to have all female facilitators. We have a maestra, a female shaman, curandera. Her name is Reina. She's a very fabulously strong, warm, loving, experienced grandmother, very potent teacher, holding space in a very, very deep, solid way, but also very inclusive. And you know, again, working with a female teacher is so different than working with the maestros that I've been studying with. This will be Ayahuasca and master plant dieta, so it will involve the 30-day post-diet. Each guest will be receiving individually prescribed master plants to diet with. And though we will be respecting the need for significant amounts of time, space, and solitude, we'll also have some workshops, some meditations, some invocations, some sharing circles, connecting in with that moon wisdom, connecting with the divine feminine energy that all of us carry as human beings, but as women and the physical form we embody and we often struggle with. You know, 1 in 5 women, I think it could even be higher, I think it could be 1 in 3, you know, has been the victim of sexual assault at some time in their life. And so there's a lot of healing to be done for ourselves, the generations to come, and also the generations before us. But we can get into that more esoteric stuff at another time. So if you're feeling it, this is one of the only retreats this year that still has capacity. We're nearly full at the Garden of Peace for the rest of this year, so we have a wait list running now. Info at thegardenofpeace.com, or visit www.thegardenofpeace.com. You can write to me, we can Skype, we can talk. If you're feeling it, we can try and make it happen. Peace.